What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another post-game reaction at the beautiful SoFi Stadium.
That's all right.
Any chance of us having this in London, by the way?
No, but...
Go on. I'm with James B, by the way, the Gooniverse.
How are we?
Make sure you subscribe.
Thank you. Do you know what? The Emirates, I think they can do expansion plans, but this is like another level. We were talking about earlier and you said, yeah, but the weather here like plays a big part. Do you know what I love though? See where they built, oh, they took them away. Right, they had the Arsenal, you know, the Arsenal big letters spelled out, like you've got the Emirates.
Yeah.
They're really trying to market this as home.
Yeah,
like if when you play
home.
Arsenal here, yeah, when you play Arsenal here, it's a home game for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I love this.
Yeah,
I'm happy to claim this place.
Yeah, and it said from Inglewood to Islington,
yeah, I love
so
all
they're
that.
making that. Listen, we played Man United today. Never a friendly when you play Man United. We won the game 2-1. Before we go into a bit more detail, what have you taken from that game in terms of, are you going away more positive about things? Did you not learn too much? What are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling really positive about the attitude of the players and the intensity they're playing football at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to get into the nitty-gritty of did we create enough chances, did we dominate, did we sustain pressure, did we keep them pinned in their half? No, we didn't do all those things, but like I think a total of 19 players or something played today.
Yeah.
So that was probably never going to happen. But what we did see was a team of players that are looking really focused, really determined. And I think the story of today is the youngsters.
Yeah.
I think as Bournemouth obviously saw a lot of them, but the story is maybe Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, Erdegaard, you know, the first game in LA. I think every youngster today can hold their head up really high. And a few of them outshone some first teamers.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a way to throw shade at the first team. I thought they were great too. Nelson was brilliant. Erdegaard did his thing. Jorginho at the base was good. But the youngsters like stepped up, and I think it's easy for us to go, it's a friendly, it doesn't matter. Tell an 18-year-old that who's putting on the shirt for the first team in front of what 60,000 fans was the attendance in the end, in a massive stadium, fans who pay a lot of money, flown out all the way and want to see Arsenal win against Man United.
Yeah.
And they really did themselves proud.
Everyone's talking about Nwaneri, and I don't want to overshadow the other ones, but I think people are looking at him thinking, you could actually make a big impact this season. And we was having a conversation. Go on.
In the press box, he went, this guy saved us 50 million, Mikel.
Because the thing is, I'm looking at it going, some of the things he's doing on the ball, you go, if you just bought him for 40 million from Spain or Portugal, you go, oh, he looks a player. Because he's 17, he's come through the youth
100%.
team, you don't get as, but I'm looking at that going, you could be Smith Rowe's replacement if Smith Rowe was to go, and we maybe don't have to buy anyone. Like, what's your thinking with Nwaneri? Are you looking at him thinking he can play, or should we maybe reel it back a little bit?
All right, let me ask you this.
Go on.
Calafiori's coming in.
Yeah.
If we do no other business, Smith Rowe comes out, but okay, not no other business. Smith Rowe goes, and we add an Osimhen or a Nico Williams, and that's it. Calafiori, Williams in. Those are the only two signings. Is Nwaneri making you think that that's a much better window now than it was a week ago before we'd seen him play?
Yeah, it is.
That's how I feel.
It is. Before, when we seen him when he was like 15 and 16, you're thinking, oh, come back in 2 or 3 years, you've got a future. I'm looking at him now going, you can play right now. You're that good. We haven't seen a young player really establish themselves at Arsenal since Saka and Smith Rowe, really.
Totally agree.
And I look at him and I think you can just tell a player straight away.
Yeah,
you just say you're so comfortable on the ball. You look like you've got the maturity of a 25-year-old.
Yeah, you can't tell immediately if they're going to make it, but you can tell if they can. And without being pedantic, what I mean is like you can't predict what the coach will do, what injuries will happen, what other players develop, whatever. But you'll know potential quite quickly. And you know, we've seen youngsters, not on this tour, may I say, they've all been brilliant, but we've seen youngsters maybe on previous tours that, let's be honest, you've gone, there's a way to go there. But with Nwaneri, it's like, no one has any doubt he can make it at this level now. That's firmly established. So the question is, will Arteta give him that platform at 17? 18 feels okay. Yeah, you can be playing regular at 18. It's young, but fair enough. 17 does feel just that touch too young, but people like Yamal are making people dream. So, you know, can Nwaneri be that guy? I mean, what's fascinating about Nwaneri is that I think Arteta's been searching for that left eight, even back in the Xhaka days. And that left eight profile being a ball-playing, creative influence in the final third. I reckon Arteta had the biggest beaming smile when he saw Zinchenko feed the underlap to Nwaneri, who cut it across to Jesus for the equaliser, albeit I think Jesus was offside. But that was out the Arteta playbook.
100%.
That is like, day one he'd have gone, right, we're going to do cutbacks, people, underlaps, this is what I want. And I think he's been trying to find that so many times. Look at the Tomiyasu equaliser against Everton on the final day, Erdogan underlap, and we've been doing that since he arrived, Mikel. And Nwaneri is learning that better than Vieira has, but Vieira's done it at times. Xhaka did it at times, but he never had that massive creative flair in the final third. Nwaneri might bring the answers. If Calafiori comes in, we had Nico Williams, and our options in midfield are Erdegaard, Vieira, Partey, Jorginho, Rice and Nwaneri, but sometimes Rice plays 6, Nwaneri comes in, Vieira maybe comes in. Is it title winning? I don't know, which is why I would still go get that number 8. I would still go get a Marino or someone, just because that's a lot of pressure to go, yeah, no, abandon our transfer plans because Nwaneri's looking amazing. But maybe that makes more sense for a Marino. He's 28, he's only got a couple more years maybe, I mean, at his best, let's say.
Yeah.
And actually then, if Nwaneri does claim that spot, well, it's a £25 million squad player.
Yeah.
So then let's just say the puzzle's starting to make sense.
Do you know, you made a great point there. 2 seasons ago, I felt our left-hand side was pretty much as good as the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Zinchenko came in, made a huge difference. Xhaka had his best season. Martinelli was ripping it apart.
Yeah.
Last season, I thought we were very lopsided.
Yeah,
it was Ben White, Odegaard, Saka. The left was just like
a mess, let's be honest.
And like you said today, I felt like Zinchenko with Nwaneri, and then you're thinking, if Martinelli was there as well. My thing with Arsenal, and we've spoke about this a lot with transfers, has been, I think Martinelli can get back to the level that we need on 100%. The left-hand side, which is why I would buy the number 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is why I would go for the Osimhen or the Ivan Toney or whoever, Gyökeres, because I think that goal scorer can make the difference.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on, if we buy one attacking player, whoever that is, are you more leaning towards the winger or the striker? I've very much said go for the front man. What's your thoughts?
Well, Reece Nelson, who I thought was brilliant today, makes me think keep him, had a 9 and we're good.
Is Reece good enough? Is there enough end product? He does all the other stuff right, but can he score goals? Can he get assists?
I don't know the answer to that, but I throw back, does he get enough opportunity?
That's a good point, yeah.
I don't know the answer to this question because other pieces of puzzle keep moving. All right, you add a 9. Well, one of Havertz or Jesus then has a very different role in the squad. They're either a backup striker or they're a winger or they're a midfielder or whatever. I think Arsenal need to add firepower on the front line, and it can come in the form of anything. It can come in the form of a blistering winger, a output winger, or a target man striker. But you've got to add output to that front 3. I don't mind what area you think to add it, but output's needed. Because I think there's been too much pressure on Saka and Martin over the years to be the ones to deliver that. Havertz is not. Albeit he embraced you, Kai. You said,
did you hear that?
I saw a top goal scorer next season.
I said, Kai, you're going to be top goal scorer.
He said, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, he said,
yeah. And he said, yeah. I don't know whether he heard me properly or he was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, listen, you've got to big him up for the rest of the season now.
Big up Kai, man.
No, fair play to him. And the way he ended the season makes you think he can bang 20 goals in the Premier League. Yeah, you got 10 from
13
front.
Altogether,
there were. 10 from a striking position. So, they have to add something. I'll be really disappointed if we end the window having added nothing in the forward line.
We got 1 game left of this tour. Liverpool, obviously, the players came back today. Martinelli, Gabriel, and Havertz. What do you want to see out of that last game? What are you looking to see out of this team where we go back to England afterwards, Emirates Cup, and we're ready? What more do you want to see from the team now?
I think now it's get your first 11 out there, Mikel, whatever you can of it. So
less game time for the youngsters maybe now? You're looking for a stronger start?
They'll get 30 minutes against Liverpool, I imagine. But I think now it's time to... Look, there's still the 2 Emirates games, they'll be big. We're still probably 3 weeks away from the Premier League starting. But let's now see the combinations that he wants for what he has right now. Because whether Rice, Saliba, all them come back and are able to start the opening game, you're still going to be depending on these others to play a big part, because those games are coming thick and fast and they are big ones, and if they are more up to speed and informed, then maybe you don't have to rush these others back. So I just want to see something closer to first 11. I saw the Liverpool 11 that went out in their pre-season friendly. It looked like probably the best 11 they could put out at the time. They got players missing, so yeah, bring out the first teamers.
Bring out the first team. My final question while I've got you on here is, what is your expectation for this season?
Yeah, look, the expectation is always another title challenge. Categorically, we have to challenge the title again. Winning a trophy is a hope and a semi-expectation, because I think it's so easy to sit here and go, we have to win a trophy. Yeah, I'm sure Mikel is setting that standard more than anyone. But what does we have to mean? What, we sack him if we don't? Like, that's just not how the world works, and it's just not how Arsenal are going to work. There'll be way more context to that. So we must absolutely do better in the cups. We must absolutely push City all the way, and I'm convinced we do those things, we're bringing back silverware.
Listen, pleasure to have you on it. Make sure you follow James B on the Gooniverse, doing great things.
Thanks, man.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Man United got beaten, even though they're trying to say they won on penalties, but none of that. 2-1 win here in LA. Big up to everyone who supported us. We're out. Take care, people.